Photographers gathering for the spin of the coin. And because of a colour clash, Anderlecht wearing a changed strip tonight. They normally play in mauve shirts, playing in white shirts with mauve numbers and mauve shorts. The West Ham side confirmed, the team that beat Eintracht Frankfurt in the semi-final. The substitutes are Alan Taylor, who's had an injured knee, but he is fit and well. Bobby Ferguson is the sub-goalkeeper. Kevin Locke, who's had an injured groin, he passed a fitness test as well at the beginning of the week. And finally, wearing number 15, young Alan Kirbishley. Another sub who's not on that caption, by the way, is Johnny Ayres. There are allowed 2 substitutes in this competition. The Anderlecht side taking a bit of a gamble with number 5, Thiessen, who's got knee trouble, but he's had an injection and will start the match. There are no less than 4 Dutchmen in the side. Number 1, Reuter, number 8, Hahn, and number 11, Rensenbrink, the 2 Dutch World Cup players from Germany in '74. And the other Dutchman is Ressel, number 9, a new signing this season from Feyenoord. One or two of the English supporters are very quick to notice we've got a French referee tonight and remark on the fact that Leeds lost in the European Cup final last year to Bayern Munich when a French referee made 1 or 2 controversial decisions. Number 8, Harry Hahn, the Dutch sweeper in the World Cup, and played so well. And so Hahn sets the game alight for Anderlecht, the final of the 1976 European Cup Winners' Cup. Tonight's game will go to extra time in the event of a tie, and then will be decided on penalties if it's still a tie. But Lommer, only 20 years old, just established himself in the side. Gross, or rather Van Binst. Number 8, Hahn. Number 9, Ressel. Ressel again to Van Binst. Jennings was in quickly, but not quickly enough. Hahn. Wide for Rensenbrink. Ressel, who spends most of his time on this right flank, although he wears 9. Free kick. The offender, Robson. Ressel to take the kick. Bond. Lommer should be the goalkeepers. West Ham in a smart new strip tonight, a variation on their normal colour, normal strip, but with the same colours, claret and blue. Lampard, Jennings. Lampard. Ball won by Gross. Number 8, Hahn. Number 10, Brooking, didn't quite get it. It was Cook who got it away. And the whistle's gone for a foul by Brooking. The Belgian captain, Van Binst. He used to play up front, but he was brought back for the semi-final because of injuries to play as a back four-man, and he's been very effective, apparently. In the way there was Robson, and was fouled by Van der Elst. Brooking. Bombs through to number 9, Jennings. Ball hooked on by Holland for McDowell. West Ham throw. McDowell anxiously signalling. That's one by Van Binst. Brooking. Too many defenders, with 3 of them there to block that. Patton. Ressel. Number 8, Hahn. Good ball. Cook. Taylor quickly to the rescue, and the ball firm enough to the goalkeeper. McDowell. Fullback Keith Coleman outside on the touchline, but found Holland first. That was hard, a good ball, and blocked by Bond. Taylor. Bond is just checking on the forward players. They're all marked up. Good run by Patton, who got loose. Robson almost got a foot there, but it was the defender, Bruce, who turned it back. A wrestle. Hard. Gave Wrestle far too much to do. Lampard for West Ham. Bond. Brooking. Number 6, McDowell. Into trouble. McDowell. He's got the corner. First corner of the match for West Ham. Graham Patton to take it. Short to Brooking. Nobody found Brooking at all. And another corner. Again short. Reuter's first touch looked very confident. Rensenbrink. Foul by Coleman. Both these sides, by the way, playing in their second European finals. West Ham won this trophy back in '65. Anderlecht lost in the first cup final to Arsenal in 1970. Another free kick against West Ham. The veteran Docks passing the ball back. Thiessen. Aimed at Rensenbrink, right through. Bonds looking for number 11, Robson. That's Lampard. Billy Jennings. Robson to Jennings, well played. Robson, it's all getting a bit tight. Free kick. Referee very quick with a whistle. Number 3, Frank Lampard. Robson. Flicked away by number 5, Keith. McDowell. Patton. Taylor. So offside, late flag. The linesman thought about that and then raised the flag. Anderlecht, very experienced in Europe. This is their 16th campaign in European competition. Ian Reuter, Dutch under-23 international, but now 29, still looking for his first senior cap. Tommy Taylor couldn't go in for that against Rensenbrink. Taylor, Rensenbrink, and cleared by Lampard, who got there quickly enough. That's Holland for West Ham. McDowell. Jennings. Bruce. Number 2, Keith Coleman. Taylor. Robson. Frank Lampard. The marking's very tight up front. Bonds to Holland. Rensenbrink, and Holland held him. Robbie Rensenbrink, leading scorer for Anderlecht this year with 22 league goals. And Pat Holland being spoken to by the referee. Three of the big centre-back, Bruce, for his fellow centre-back and captain Van Binst. It's McDowell. Holland. Number 3, Bruce. Docks clashing with McDowell. Docks. Hahn. Hahn's the man they seem to be finding all the time in the middle of the field. Now Cook. Teeth. Cook obviously isn't happy, although that foot's heavily strapped. Hahn. And Binst to number 9, Ressel. Rensenbrink. Coleman. McDowell. Jennings quick to turn, but he wasn't quite able to get through. Van Binst. Bruce. Number 10, Cook. Van Binst. Beaten by Lampard. Bond. Robson. Coleman. McDowell. Number 8, Patton. Robson. Bond. Lampard. Anderlecht with all their players between ball and goal. Jennings couldn't quite lay it off well enough. Lama so cool under pressure, only 20, and just in the side, and really has started like a veteran. Stop. Rensenbrink. It was really meant for Ressel on this side. "25 minutes gone in this European Cup Winners' Cup final. Anderlecht to Belgium 0, West Ham United 0. Coleman. McDowell, good ball. Jennings. Word from Dave Sexton. West Ham looking promising, David.
Yes, I think they're doing very well indeed. Anderlecht are just sort of counter-attacking and counter-punching, so they put the onus on West Ham to do the attacking. West Ham have got more men up, so it's a little bit harder for them to find space, but they're really working hard to find the space and doing it well. Little Billy Jennings is moving well, and it's looking very promising. I like the positive attitude.
Turned in by Rensenbrink, that's Docks. Cook. Number 8, Hahn. Van der Elst. Cook. Thiessen linking. Cook available. Cook is still in trouble on that leg. Bruce to Van Binst. Ressel to number 2, Lama. Hahn. Ressel putting up on a run, but the final ball not good enough. Apology from Harry Hahn. Frank Lampard asking for width. The player he was talking to was Robson. That's Robson. Patton. Robson. Patton. Bond. Brooking. Jennings. That was awkward, actually. A piece of very quick thinking by Jennings. He looked for the back header and got it. Hovered under the bar. Another corner to West Ham, their 4th. Play for Keith Coleman, who came up late. Haddon. Bonds. Yes, Holland, 1-0. Haddon crossed it. Bonds got the header, and Holland picked it up, and no one got near him. 1-0 after 28 minutes to West Ham. Haddon's favourite left foot cross. Bonds touched it then, was good enough in the air. Holland coming from nowhere at all, first to the ball. 1-0 after 28 minutes to West Ham United. What they've been threatening to do. And Holland, the scorer at number 7. Thiessen now for Anderlecht. Was Docks to number 10, Cook. Thiessen. Cook. Number 3, Brose. Cleared by Coleman. And Anderlecht have got a substitute warming up. Hans Kroon, their trainers, obviously decided that Cook can't stay out there. But it should be stressed, if you've just come in, it was an injury inflicted by himself, and a tackle with Brooking for which he was penalised. Taylor, where it started from so often already. Bond. Coleman. Found Brooking well. To Patton, number 8. Lampard. Van der Elf. Ressel. Rensenbrink. Ressel, good return ball. Taylor, Bonds and Day. Taylor to Bonds. Offside against Jennings. Bonds getting through a lot of running from defensive positions. The marking's tight up front, but Bonds is attacking the defence, trying to bring a player out to him. Hahn to Vakota. Rensenbrink. Nice play by the Dutch international on his favourite left foot. Docks. Field for a penalty, not given. Referee just not interested. Was Holland. Foul. No, play waved on. Patton. McDowell. Number 11, Robson. McDowell. Bonds. Brooking. Van Vincent. Harry Hahn got through an awful lot of work already, this Dutch international. A Patton. And Jennings just offside. 5 minutes to go to half-time. West Ham United lead Anderlecht by 1-0. Anderlecht supporters have been a little muted, beginning to come to life. Blommer. Hahn. Good run by Ressel. Important tackle for Bonds to make. Hahn again. Bonds again. Another corner to Anderlecht. They're pushing the big man from the back forward. Lascelles. Hahn. Misunderstanding between the two of them. And a free kick to Anderlecht. West Ham now with all 11 players back in the penalty area, apart from the two who are just in front of the man taking the free kick, who's Lascelles. Gross, the fullback, had come up, the centre-back rather, had come from a deep position. Obviously a planned move, the ball chipped to the post, and Gross arrived very late on the scene. Docks. Bakoto. Bruce. Docks. That's Lampard. Oh dear, Lascelles! Number 11, Rensenbrink. Bond just got a touch, and it's 1-1. Frank Lampard walks away as Anderlecht celebrates a really gift goal. Lampard, well, he didn't hit it back properly at all. Lascelles was there. Bond just got a toe to put Rensenbrink off the first time, but the second time he made absolutely no mistake. 2 minutes from half-time, and it's 1-1. McDowell for West Ham. Bond. Holland. Poor Lampard walked away by himself then. He turned his back on the celebration, and he looked really the loneliest man on the ground. Not even one of the West Ham players spoke to him first, but I'm sure now the encouragement's going back and forth. Sad, sad moment. Mauve and White at Anderlecht comes out. Docks. Lascelles, now Lampard. McDowell. Beaten by Bakoto, now Hahn. Lampard again. Robson. Corner. Trevor Brooking. Anderlecht's turn to pull players back. They've only left one outside the penalty area. Played to Lampard. To Brooking, who's yards offside. Bad time to concede a goal just before half-time. Anderlecht must have been feeling they've got problems with West Ham, who've really done most of the attacking and had the chances. But now Anderlecht very much back in the game. Lampard. Coleman. Robson. McDowell. Gave Robson too much to do. Van der Elst only finds Bond. Lampard calling to Brooking, and Lampard's got a problem. Number 5, Taylor. Switch play well. Holland. McDowell. Brooking calling, number 10. Half-time and the sides go in level. Roars of applause around the ground, but especially from the Anderlecht end, just the encouragement they needed. So at half-time, the West Ham had led by 1-0 through Holland after 28 minutes. At half-time, Anderlecht going level, with that goal scored after 43 minutes by Rensenbrink. Lampard limping, got a problem, but that presumably will be sorted out in the dressing room. So, at half-time, West Ham 1, Anderlecht 1. McDowell now to Coleman. Jennings, Coleman. Number 12, Taylor. Holland. Bonds. Taylor, who was so disappointing when he was left out of the side. He's had a knee injury, but passed a fitness test on Monday. Taylor. Good dummy. And a good cross. Docks it away for a corner. Taylor's sheer speed caused problems then. Very confident boy. He's come straight into this match. Hasn't touched the ball at all, obviously, before. And straight away, he started as if he'd been on the pitch all the time. Patton's corner. Coleman's come up short and unnoticed. Actually, he confused Patton, I think. Long and deep to Bonds, who's above the rest. Free kick. Foul given. Taylor penalised. Docks, number 6, the veteran in the side. Defended again. Docks with the ball, who's 34. Rensenbrink. And Coleman made contact. McCothran to Docks. Rensenbrink. Pat Holland in. Patton. Jennings. Brooking. Good ball. Van Dale's 1-0. 2-1 there. Van Dale's got it. Fine move between Rensenbrink and Van der Elst, and West Ham pulled apart. That was Rensenbrink's ball. Van der Elst had stolen up for the back, and when he got the shooting opportunity, he really put it away. Got the space as he turned Taylor, and Mervyn Day couldn't get there. So Anderlecht 2, West Ham United 1. Rensenbrink. A roar every time he touches the ball. Good play by Taylor. Number 9, Jennings. Taylor. 2 West Ham Taylors, a Tommy Taylor number 5, Alan Taylor number 12. That's Tommy Taylor, Alan in the background with the fair hair. Bonds for West Ham. Hoyt, Patton. Hahn. Van der Elst beat by Bonds. Patton. Good play to free himself and a good final ball. Brooking. Patton again. Fair tackle now, Van Veen. Wrestle to Docks. Van Veen. Switching play to Rensenbrink. What a difference there is now in the attitude of this Anderlecht side. Bonds. Hahn. Vercouteren. Thiessen. Hahn. Hahn is making himself available, finding space, often coming deep to do it. But he's been a major influence in the middle of the field. Vercouteren apologising. Pat Holland's throw. Jennings. Taylor to Brooking. Good tackle by Van Vins. Bonds to Patton. McDowell. Tommy Taylor, number 5. Holland. Bonds. Holland. Taylor breaking right, number 12. Ten minutes gone in the second half. West Ham United 1, Anderlecht 2. Holland to Taylor. Foul. Thiessen now booked for that foul on Taylor. Thiessen, the big number 5. Fascinating to know what the referee's saying. He's obviously deep in conversation with Trevor Brooking. That's Tommy Taylor, number 5. Good header. And Taylor poaching, as he does so often. Taylor so alert in the box. Graham Patton's corner. Pumped along for Bonds, who's there. That was Van Vins. And finally, Taylor, what a save! Taylor thumps the ground in sheer frustration, and no wonder. Holland's patch was unnecessary. They all know how well he did. He really tanked that ball, and it was right up in the top corner too. So often you see those shots wasted from the edge of the box. They don't test the goalkeeper, but that brought out the very best in Reuter. Bonds won it in the air, knocked away by the captain, and fired back by Tommy Taylor, and it was right in the top corner too. The goalkeeper really plucked it out. And with the injured player being attended to, here once more, Dave Sexton of Queen's Park Rangers.
Well, that second goal was a real body blow for West Ham. But the nice thing is that the really aggressive substitution by John Lyle at half-time, bringing on Alan Taylor, now that they are behind, will stand them in good stead. They've got the shape to get back, and the way they're looking, a little bit of luck and they'll be level again.
Another corner then to West Ham. Bonds once more. McDowell beaten his problems here. Van der Elst, he's got a player on the other side he never saw. Rensenbrink. Going it alone and robbed finally by Holland. And Ressel, the player who was loose on the other side, turns away in anger. Alan Taylor now for West Ham. And really a tremendous match developing. Robson, and cleared by Bruce. Free kick given. And we got Van Vins now, the captain, hobbling. That was a really vital save by Jan Reuter, this Dutch goalkeeper, one of 4 Dutch players in this Belgian side. Holland to Taylor. Bonds is square, but he's selected that. Robson. Patton. Brooking. Space for the shot. And Thiessen closes it. Lama. Bonds again for West Ham. Patton again. Robson, good ball to Brooking. Jennings couldn't get there. Thiessen did. Robson. McDowell. Brooking. And it's danced in. It's there. Beautiful goal by Robson. Trevor Brooking put it to the near post and Robson got to it. Halfway through the second half, and what a match this is developing into. Tremendous move by West Ham, so quickly executed. Brooking's ball there didn't seem to spell danger, but Robson was on his knees to head it in. And the glance was just enough to beat the lot and put West Ham back in this game. 2-2. About 23 minutes of this second half gone, so there's still a long way to go. And don't forget, if the score's level at full time, it goes to an extra half hour, and then the match could be decided on penalties. Tommy Taylor's crossfield ball. Real injection, that, for West Ham. McDowell. Rose settling on the goalkeeper. Coleman. Artesian. Taylor's speed on this right side could trouble this fullback, the big Thiessen. This is the man who's had an injection because of knee damage. Taylor. For Coteran. Number 11, Rensenbrink. Oh, brilliant piece of skill. Ressell. Goal kick, is it? No, the referee's seen the point, but he's let play go on. Squeeze the ball back too. Hahn. For Coteran, a tremendous shot with his better side, his left side, and well saved by Day. Well, this match may have had its quieter notes, especially in the early part of the first half, but Bond. Cut out by Coteran. Now Rensenbrink. Van der Elst again. Patton calming it down. Bond. Holland. McDowell. Bonds again. Docks and Bonds. Rob. Brooking. Cross too long. The atmosphere now really is electric. Bond. Coleman. Taylor. Van der Elst throw. Harry Hahn. Ressell. Oh, unlucky. Taylor slipped. And it's through the lot. He tried to make it better, and rightly so, to Rensenbrink. And West Ham got away with that. Rensenbrink. Penalty is given. Harry Hahn in the foreground as Taylor and Day protest, but the decision given, and Holland was the offender. Well, there'll be a few arguments about that. West Ham seem to have got away from the problem. Rensenbrink turns back in there. And that's the offence. And here now the penalty. Rensenbrink, number 11. Dave Sexton sitting next to me. What about the penalty?
Well, technically speaking, it was a penalty. I think that Rensenbrink's legs were played instead of the ball, but it was rather harsh because there wasn't any intention of playing the man. I think the fullback was trying to get the ball.
Hahn. Lascelles. Hahn again. Lascelles. Hahn. Lascelles. Hahn again. These two Dutchmen playing a game of their own. Bad ball finally, though. Ball out. And it's a West Ham throw. Referee indicating that time will be added for time wasting. Patton. McDowell. Brooking. Thiessen, Rensenbrink. Bruce. Lascelles. Van der Elst. Fine save by Day, who gave him very little to shoot at. He was on the edge of the 6-yard box, but what a shot by Van der Elst. Tremendous power and direction. Now Rensenbrink. Oh, that was a foul, but Taylor survived. But Coatran was the offender, and the referee rightly playing the advantage. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes for West Ham to equalise and possibly take this game to extra time. 3-2 down against Anderlecht. Patton. Played off by Robson. Brooking. Jennings. Jennings penalised. Holland. And already these Belgian supporters are celebrating. Less than 4 minutes to go. Rensenbrink. Pushing by Holland. Thiessen waiting to take the kick. Bonds. Brooking. Foul by Hahn, surely. Now Taylor. Coleman. West Ham really pushing players forward. It's all or nothing now. They've just got to gamble. 3 minutes. 3-2 down to Anderlecht. Coleman for West Ham. Brooking. Holland in. Alvan Bin. Rensenbrink. Offside not given. Van der Elst. 4-2. And West Ham's all-out attempt to attack was caught then when the ball was played through by Rensenbrink, with the defence caught pushing forward and square. McDowell almost got back, but look how well Van der Elst kept his head, and even had the goalkeeper on the ground to leave himself with an empty net. 4-2, Van der Elst second, and the cup now must surely go to Anderlecht with less than 2 minutes to go. Bruce, Rensenbrink, Coleman, Holland. On, Rensenbrink. Purcell, where he's been all night out on the right touchline. Verkouteren. Day to Brooking. Almost time. Bond. Pat. Robson. Bond's up there driving still. What a captain he's been tonight. With the cause apparently lost, Bonds is still in there attacking. He's been a real star in defence and been significant too when he's come forward. Check with the linesman. Another check on the watch. Hasn't gone, no. They thought it had. One or two photographers were already on the pitch. Holland. That is the end of this European Cup Winners' Cup final, with Anderlecht taking the trophy by 4 goals to 2. Really fine second half display by this Belgian side. Gilbert van Vince, the captain. Jan Reuter, the goalkeeper, whose save from Tommy Taylor was really one of the vital points in this game. The cup passed along the team. Thiessen, the big left back. Harry Hahn, perhaps the player of the match. Rensenbrink, and the captain, Van Vince, goes along the line of officials. Reuter, the goalkeeper, Broos, the big centre-back. That's the manager just handed the trophy round. Hans Kroon, a Dutchman who retires at the end of the season. Place being taken over by the Belgian national team manager. And so sportingly now, Anderlecht stand back to applaud West Ham, and they're getting a good view of the trophy, the West Ham players, they go forward, but we may not be able to see them on this Eurovision transmission, which is now nearing its close. There they go through, receiving their losers' medals. And so with the news that Anderlecht of Belgium have beaten West Ham in the European Cup Winners' Cup final by 4 goals to 2, it's good night from Brussels.